Welcome back to High Farm Life. It's greening up, it's sunny, in short sleeves, and we got the corn planter out yesterday. We're going over it. We're not quite completely hooked up yet. All the control boxes stay in the cab for the tractor, and the wires are all run to the back, so we're reading a book, remembering how we gotta hook everything up. But you got the Kinze control monitor there. That is for the bean units, but we don't plant beans with this planter anymore. And then we got our 2020 precision planting for the corn. But I'm getting ready to start greasing this thing. We got it hooked up to our 275. It pulls 12 real easy. But I'm gonna go through and get everything greased up, and we might go ahead and unfold it yet tonight, I don't know. We're getting it hooked up, and we want to try to unfold it, and we can't get it to rotate. We've got the cover off the solenoids right there. They're on the tongue, and I'm betting that's where our problem is. So Dad's reading the book now, and we're gonna figure out which one it is and switch it with another one and see if we can get it to spin. I don't care for how where those solenoids are placed, because they're right below the planter. So when it's in transport mode, any fertilizer, there's a good chance fertilizer gets on them, even though they got a cover on them. So I was messing with this planter a little bit, and I found that down here on the side of the solenoid block, that wire about broke off. It's got a lot of corrosion on it. I'm not convinced that's the problem, but it does need fixed. I think the problem's somewhere in the tractor, because the light on my control box isn't coming on when I turn the key on and try to activate the box or flip one of the switches. If I go and say I want to put it on rotate, or the marker, that light should come on. I'm not seeing that it does. I got power here. Took the test light, but Dad, he went to get some connectors so we can fix that there on the planter. But I'm almost certain it's somewhere up here. As I tried unfolding the markers out, and I couldn't get them to do anything. The only thing I could get it to do was raise up and down, and that's all on the number one set of hydraulics. So hopefully, the book, it doesn't go in depth on which solenoid's which, so I don't really know which one I need to be checking or switching. It says that in there that when it's active, it should be magnetized, but I couldn't get a wrench to stick to it, so I don't think we're getting power to back here at all. I did find up here on the tractor where it bends, I found a bare wire too that I'll have to get fixed before it becomes an issue. Right here is our planter harness. I don't know if you can see that bare wire right there. And we're gonna, I doubt we'll get it during the night. I've still got to grease the pivot points and the drive shafts here on the tractors. we're not in any hurry to get started on planting. It'll still be, it'll be a month here, I'm betting. We don't have any bearings out that I found yet. Last year, towards the end, we had fertilizer coulter bearings going out left and right, but we got all them taken care of. We ain't gonna find any real big problems till the first day after the parts stores have closed for the day. But hopefully we can get this figured out here pretty quick. Dad should be back any minute now with connectors. I did miss a good opportunity there the other night for a video. We had this planter backed up against the wall there in the shop, and the wheels being about center under it, the back end swings a lot when you go to pull it out or put it against the wall, so you usually can't get it up as close as you'd like to. But the way we had it in there, I don't know how we did it, but we got it to where we could not get to it because the dual on the tractor would hit before we could get the pin in, and the jack had sunk down in the gravel and we couldn't get it on the drawbar, so we hooked it onto the 4430 to pull it out. I think 4430 would pull it. My biggest issue is I don't have duals, and the drawbar on it was doing a lot of flexing. I need a drawbar support if I was going to do it. We bought the planter before we had this tractor, and we spent several years looking for a planter because at the time our biggest tractor was International 1586, and we needed an all mechanical planter. We didn't have the hydraulic capacity to run vac motors and have an air delivery planter. So we finally found this one, and we pulled it for 2 years with 1586, and both of those years we planted beans, so the bean units were in the ground. And our biggest issue is it's weighted and it's got duals. It's running out of traction because we got some hills and then we got some muckier ground, and we only ever got stuck once, and it was just the planter sunk and didn't have enough traction to pull it. But after the third year we had the planter, we finally bought the tractor, and this isn't what we was looking for a tractor. We would have rather had a 215 Magnum, something along that lines, 215, 235. Well, my dad and brother would have. I would have liked to have an 8410 or an 8100, because I'm the odd one of this family. I like the John Deere stuff. But we got looking, and we could buy one of these, a lot more horsepower, a lot more weight, for $60,000 less. So we ended up with this, and it does everything we need it to. All we do with it is we pull the planter in the spring and the grain cart in the fall at wheat time. That's really all this tractor's ever done, except, well, one year my cousin had a tractor go down and we actually pulled a big square baler with it. It took some getting used to, but it would have been better if we didn't have the 3-point on, because all this got in the way of your visibility for the pickup. That was the biggest complaint with it. We did take the quick hitch off, but you still couldn't see the pickup real well. But this is the only tractor we've ever had on the front of the balers that hasn't pulled down going up some of the hills we have. But anyways, back to the planter. The third year when we got this tractor is when my dad and uncle, they each had new planters, so they decided to set one up for beans and then leave one set up for corn. And being that my uncle's planter has bulk fill and ours doesn't, we decided this one would make the better corn planter and his would make the better bean planter. And it's worked out real well doing that. So other than doing cover crops, we've only ever pulled it with the bean units down once with this tractor. Not that it had any issues, because when we was planting cover crops, corn units, we had tillage radishes. The bean units, we had winter peas in them. And then we got 2 brackets mounted on one here, and then one down there. We had cedars or spreaders on the front of it that we spread ryegrass, and that worked out well. And we haven't done it past 2 years just because getting straw baled, and we're usually working on hay. We haven't had enough time. So that's my whole story on the planter and the tractor. If we would have had the tractor first, we probably would have had a planter with air delivery, but we needed a planter before we needed a tractor. Alright guys, we did decide that the issue was in the tractor. I tried turning on the 2020 precision planting, and that monitor was dead too. So it's 9:30, so I'm going home for the night. Hopefully we'll get back to working on that tomorrow evening or tomorrow sometime. Then we're probably gonna start checking fuses in the tractor. I think that tractor's got a few electrical gremlins in it. The corner post has got a lot of codes, and we've had some small issues with it, so I'm sure it's just something stupid simple, but we'll get it figured out. So that'll be all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you know somebody might be interested in this video, tell them about it. Comment and subscribe. Thanks guys.